TikTokers Who Did Terrible Things, Episode 25. Terry Kemper, otherwise known as Tear Bear on TikTok. Creator class type, social justice. Specialty, anti-bullying. Claim to fame, strap in and get ready, because this one's gonna make you angry. So this is yet another one of those accounts that flew under the radar for quite some time, with a little over 2,500 followers as of just a few days ago. However, it was only within the last week or so that people began to realize just who this individual was behind closed doors. Believe me, it is not pretty. But to truly understand the gravity of the situation, we gotta take it back to 2003, when Kemper was first found guilty of SA on a child under the age of 5. That being said, what y'all have been told up to this point is only a fraction of the rabbit hole that is this case. Not only has he admitted to doing the very same thing to a 4-year-old, but he was also found guilty in a completely unrelated yet similar instance on a 13-year-old as well. The following series of events will clearly show you the danger this individual poses to the platform. You see, during Terry's time at Racine Correctional, or RCI for short, he got into a dispute with the warden over certain materials he wanted to indulge in. Essentially, Terry liked to read anime, hentai, and manga comics. However, in his words, only 15 to 20 out of the 50 publications he had been requesting were actually approved for him to view. Publications depicting the exploitation of children. Well, Terry had such an issue with this, he actually ended up taking it to court. The man literally fought the warden for what he felt was his right to view that content. Now, his main issue with the denial of those publications were that they were subject to multiple reviews. Think of it sort of like a tier system. Upon the content's initial review, a separate, more thorough review by the facility's licensed psychologist may be requested. The psychologist then cross-references this material with the inmate's profile, ensuring the content doesn't interfere with the treatment of that inmate or anyone else in the facility, thus making the process for poor little Terry of obtaining his fix take even longer. And let's just say, he didn't really like that. More so, during this time period, there were several instances in which more than 100 pounds of publications were removed from his cell. Yes, you heard that right. There was so much material removed, they had stopped counting and began measuring it by weight. At any rate, this content was then sent to his mother's house for safekeeping until his release. But it was also during this time period, Terry was advised to participate in level 4 SO treatment. However, he was booted prior to his first session for refusing to sign a particular segment of the paperwork, a section pertaining to material he would no longer be allowed to purchase. In addition to this, he was also found to be yet again in possession of illicit material. Well, upon his release onto extended supervision in 2011, within less than a year, he had violated the terms of his agreement by engaging in physically assaultive behavior. Not only had he reverted to viewing that illicit content, but he had also been in contact with 3 separate females through Facebook who were not yet of age. And this is where things begin to rapidly spiral out of control. October of 2012, Terry was forced to participate in a rehabilitative program, but just 2 months in, he completely stopped showing up. 2 months later, in December of that same year, he goes to prison once again for failing to do so. Then in March of 2015, Kemper was released on probation once again. However, in January of 2016, he was arrested for contacting one of his previous victims through Facebook. Now keep in mind, the entire time this has been going on, he has failed to complete any sort of treatment whatsoever. And in doing so, Terry firmly believed he should have been allowed to view that illicit material simply due to the fact he opted out of the treatment and hadn't signed the paperwork stating he wasn't allowed to. And throughout the entire course of just about every single one of his incarcerations, he has battled this over and over again. Now, this may be a bit of a stretch, but I think I speak for a great deal of us when I say, thankfully his claim was thrown out and he was continuously denied said material while behind bars. That being said, Kemper was officially released once again in 2020, which leads us to what just happened over the past 24 hours. TikToker Tyler the Titan posted an extremely well put together video bringing the situation to light. I urge each and every one of you to check it out and give him the credit he deserves for doing so. It was at this point, larger creators such as Quinn Pratt, Tizian, and JD DeLay began to press the issue as well. That being said, although Kemper's main account was taken down, he has since created a backup, and word is, people in the background are currently working with TikTok to try and get it taken down. Lastly, although there is a dispute on whether or not Terry was a level 2 or level 3 SO, TikTok has a very strong policy against this type of behavior. It doesn't matter what level you are, your presence is quite simply not welcome on this platform. Friends and frenemies alike, I leave you with this.
You reveal your ignorance and your stupidity when you say that I'm level 3. I'm level 2.
I'll bet. Placing Terry on our list of